Well, hello there, everyone. It is Gleekon, and I'm back on your screen, in your ears, bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft. And you rock. You are the true heroes out there. You viewers, you likers, you subscribers. You guys are the real ones. On this show, Lore of Warcraft, if you're new, this is a show where we go through every single piece of lore in the game. It's been going on 2.5 years, over 1,300 episodes, and we've covered everything up until, I don't know, we're about a third of the way through Classic right now. And we are wrapping up our Horde. We're pretty much done with the Horde travel through the Stonetalon Mountains. But our last episode was a really long one because we were wrapping up some more complicated missions and it kind of went over. So this is going to be kind of a intermission of an episode. So we're going to turn in the one quest that's left for Stonetalon, and we're going to go do our Shaman Call of Wind quest, very short, and do a little bit of maintenance. And possibly, if time allows, we're going to, since we've hit level 30, we might look at some of the level 30 quests for classes that we aren't going to play. So stay a while and listen. This is, I mean, we're getting into the ballpark of where we left off. Level-wise, not zone-wise, but level-wise, we were in the low 30s. I don't think we had anybody above 35, so we're starting to get there in terms of power. Alright, so first things first, we teleported back here because we leveled up to 30, so we have some work to do there. We have a quest to pick up, we have some things to sell. Also, let's look at our skills. So fishing, we need to do 5 points of fishing. We can do that while we're here in town. Everything else is good. Leatherworking could probably also stand to be risen. I don't know if we can do that here. I think that's a Thunder Bluff thing. But of course, we need to go up into the Valley of Wisdom to learn our Shaman powers. So we'll just kind of make a swing through while we are here. Also, I guess when we pass by maybe the Valley of Honor, we'll do a little fishing. So as the first thing we're going to pass is cooking. I don't see anything that we need to cook, and we don't have any recipes worthwhile, so we can pass right on by that. Now, leatherworking, we do have some work that can be done, I know, because we killed a fair amount of something. Coursers, not a ton, but we killed enough to get going. Although, yeah, like I said, I think to really maximize the talent, you've got to be past level, you got to be in Thunder Bluff. Alright, so this guy
you
can
won't learn anything
teach
new
us...
from me.
Okay,
you know too much already.
He can't...
If you want more training, talk to the Toranuna in the northwestern shops of Thunder Bluff Central Plateau. Send her my regards, eh?
Alright, so first we've got to do some... Well, we can make 7 more medium leather from this light leather. We can do that. I think we have a few hides if we buy some salt. So we can 2 mediums and 1 light. So we can buy 3 salts, get that going on. One of these people here is the seller. Yeah, this guy, Tamar. He can sell us salt and threads and things like that. I like leatherworking because it's one of the more straightforward, simple professions, but it gives you all the kind of same benefits that you'd get from, I don't know, from doing a normal crafting profession. Just sold a few of the junk. We have a bunch of grays. They had us on a sort of a free-for-all loot sitch when we were doing the last one. Well, I didn't ask for it, but I wasn't going to really argue with it. I think we determined that vest, yeah, it's still not as good as the Defius, and that was a ring trade-off. Can't wear those pants. Okay, so I think we're good. We need to drop those couple gems in the bank while we're here, too. Let's also make these medium hides. Medium hides are quite useful to us right now. The light hides, not so much, but we have a little stack of them going on, so it's not the end of the world. Alright, so let's see what we can do. I can make toughened leather armor. It takes 2 light hides and 10 leather. Alright, don't have the mats for that. I don't have quite enough long tail feathers on 1 short. That's 8. If I made a fine leather belt, dang it, I messed this up before too. with a fine leather belt, which takes 6, I could have combined that with my hides to make a dark leather belt. Now, the Hillman shoulders are nice. These are a good use of our cured hides, so I like that. We'll probably go with that. It's about the only thing. We need 2 points, so we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and make... Oh, I wish we had those. It was the spider silk that got us. If we could get some spider silk in here, I would consider making these gloves because they're quite dope. But let's go on with this bad boy. So we're going to make 2 of these. We already have 65, 9, and I think we have... Yeah, those are what we're wearing. Oh, we also have that Stranglethorn Veil page we need to ditch. And we can sell this... Nope, not that guy. We can sell this weaker mana potion. I don't need that either. Alright, so that gets us to 45. And we don't need that or that. Okay, so that kind of shakes it out a little bit. Now we can go to the trainer, and I think he had a decent amount for us. This guy.
You won't learn anything new from me. You know too much already.
So at 150 we can get quite a bit.
Talk to the Toranuna in the northwestern shops.
He can just get us the Hillman gloves. That's 14
Send her my
leather.
regards, eh?
So we're kind of in a tough sitch here, where without that hide, there's nothing. So we can go until we get more hide, or we can build the Hillman leather gloves, in which case they take 14 each. So, I mean, I guess we're going to do it.
What are you looking for?
But that stinks because for 28... for 28 points, we're not getting a lot. Now, these are 57 armor with a total of 11 stats. That's better than what we have. So we are going to drop a little bit of armor, because it's only a 5-point upgrade, and we're going to lose 16 of the reinforcement. So we're losing 11 points of armor to go up 1 point in spirit, and to losing 4 points of stamina to go up 2 points in stamina to 4 for agility. So our DPS is going to go down, but whatever. Fine. We're leveling, so we'll just keep on keeping on. Alright, so we're going to keep these. These are cooking recipes. We're not quite there yet. Oh yeah, let's look at our first aid too while we're walking around here. First aid, we're in a good situation. So I can still crank out heavy wool. Let's do that, because we can sell these things too. This is what I meant when I said we kind of had a lot of maintenance going on. So leatherworking is tapped out. We're not quite at 150, but we do. The next time we're in Thunder Bluff, we have got to level that up. Fishing, we also have to level up right now. Okay. So these are things that we can do. These are things we can do on our journeys. Yeah. Alright, so we're trying to get to 180, and then we can learn this heavy silk bandage. So hopefully heavy wool will drop to gray soon, and then we will stop using it and we'll start hoarding it. Once we hoard it, we can start turning it in for rep. Now we've done none of that on any of our characters, but this is definitely we're getting there. I think at 180 maybe it'll go gray. No, it did not go gray at 180. Let's close the shop for now. So let's learn heavy silk. Which, whatever. It is what it is. It'll help level us up a little faster, but we can still use wool. Jeez. Alright. So now we're saving up to 210. Sell these bandages, especially with the healing class. Bandages are kind of meh. Alright, that's the reserve letter. Actually, I want to rotate that out. Okay, so this is trash, actually. That was the key you needed to get the things in the den. These 3 things need to go in the bank. Okay, so we are now all cleaned up. Oh, I guess I can make a single silk bandage. No, I'm going to save it. It's fine. Okay. So, now we've got to get some fishing. Get our fishing on. Is there any cooking of fish that we could do? If we happen to catch a bristle whisker catfish, that could potentially help us. Other than that, we need some new recipes. Well, we need to get to 175, and then we'll get rock scale cod. Mithril trout. Alright, so now we're going to do a little fishing. So, this is just something that happens time to time on this show. I'm sorry if this is your first foray into it. Kind of when you finish a zone, especially in these early levels, you just have to devote some time to this. Now, once we get to be around level 40, it will really drop off because we'll hit artisan and everything. And we did get a bristle whisker catfish, so now we will have a little bit of cooking to do. That's good. So we're just hoping for a nice, as quick as we can. We just do 5 points every time we level up. So because we're 30, we need to bring it to 150, which does mean that we need to make a visit to spend a gold. We need to go to Booty Bay. So that's going to be part of this episode too. We might as well knock that out. And you know what? We might as well knock out our training for the leatherworking while we are thinking about it, because why not? Now where we're going to leave off ultimately doesn't really super duper matter. We're actually going to need to go back to the Undercity, so I'm not going to take us there because we do have a kind of an annoyance, something that has to get done that is, well, actually, now that I think about it, Booty Bay would be the best place to leave from, because the next series of episodes starting tomorrow, we're gonna do the Alliance character Stonetalon journey. So that'll take us a few days, just like this one took 5 days. That one will take 4 or 5 days too. You know, if we have maintenance like this to do, especially, it'll take 5 days. The quest, like I said, there's no den finale. What will slow that journey down some is, I think we can get it done in 4. The quest number is about the same, but most of them are the neutral ones we already have. But there is there's a couple that make you run around, that make you go back to Ironforge, back to Stormwind, so there will be some traveling built in there. By the way, we've got 2 of our 5 on our fishing. If you're not keeping track, I don't blame you. So we're 40%. Oh, we have to repair. I just noticed that too. I remember we took the res sickness. I feel kind of bad about the way that shook out, where I was ready to hearth out. You know, one of the 2 people that helped me with the den, their hearth wasn't off of cooldown. I feel like we went forward and we had been attacking groups of 2 to 3 mobs, and I think I just attacked a set of 2, and I did not survive. I was a little bit reckless with it because I just wanted us to get out of there. They were kind of chilling and hanging back. I don't know what the plan was. And then I died. I was not, even though I'm the one with the res, I was not soulstoned. The Warlock had soulstoned themselves. But also, if Soulstone was on a cooldown too, that's kind of unavoidable. But essentially, I just ended up dying. They died and Soulstoned, and then I asked them, do you want me to come back there and help you guys out, or I'm just going to take the res sickness at that point? And they took a really long time to respond. They were like, you're good. I felt bad because they were guildies. I felt bad because they came and helped me. I mean, we all helped each other. We all needed the quest, but yeah, we're at 149, so we just have one more little set. Most of the fish we're getting are trash. We have gotten 3 total bristle whisker catfish, each cook as a green recipe. So we're not hitting... I mean, we can cook right on this fire right here. And then we need to sell and repair anyway one time. And then after that, we just need to go pick up the Call-O-Wind. So we have a few little things that we need to do here. I'm trying to think about how I want to do it, because now I want to end in Booty Bay. That's where I want to end our journey. So I think I will fly from here to Thunder Bluff when we're done with this. And then we'll go from Thunder Bluff down to Camp Tarajo, where we will turn into Calling the Reserve, so Stonetalon will officially be a wrap. There we go, we got our fish. And then we'll walk down and do the Call of Wind, which is an extremely easy, quick quest. We did it on our other shaman, about as far as we got with our other shaman. Okay, we got 1 point of cooking. Good, we got 2 points out of those 3 green fish. That's nice. Alright, so we're just 4 points away from learning those better cooking recipes. Huzzah for us. Goblin double clams are going to be where we get most of that. I do want to find a repair artist on the way. I think there's not the alchemy guy. Salvage here? No, they're probably for a quest. I think they're for a quest. Alchemy is not going to have anybody that can repair in there. I was just seeing if there was like a cloth merchant or something in the back. That's alright, because like I said, we're going to go to Thunder Bluff as well. It's Sauron's Market. What's in there? Reagents. There's a lot of reagents vendors here. General goods. Okay. Alright, so if you go to Thrall's little capital here, you can get the Call of Air. And also we can train our shaman powers.
You be making headway now, Mun. You'll be ready to prove yourself worthy of the air totem.
Final totem.
First, you must find Prate Cloudseer in Thousand Needles. She be willing to tell you how to get your air totem if you treat her with enough respect. Head south through the Barrens, and after you reach Thousand Needles, head east. You'll find her hidden in a hole with her boyfriend. Haha, don't tell her I be dissing her none. Not take it too kindly.
Oh, 2004. Welcome back. I don't want anyone to think that they're being dissed. Alright, so we can upgrade our Searing Totem. That's the only DPS elemental thing that we can do. So we're going to take this Searing Totem, and now it can do up to 25 fire damage from 17, so a little bit more powerful. And I do like to use that.
Don't be shy.
My favorite of the fire totems so far. Now, enhancement. We get Astral Recall. That is nice. Okay, so now, essentially, we can... It's not the most important spell, but we can now use our Hearthstone, basically, every 15 minutes instead of every 1 hour. So that's pretty useful. That will allow us to kind of bop around Orgrimmar whenever convenient. Now we no longer have to worry about cooldowns, we just do it whenever we want. Alright, Grounding Totem is, it requires an air totem to use, but I'm glad they're letting us learn it. So this is a defense, I believe. It redirects a harmful spell to itself. So it's kind of like a taunt for direct damage spells. Put it kind of at the end there. We're going to work our way out from that. So it provides us with our first real, not really first defense, but it provides us with a defense against other types of magic, because we have some frost and fire magic protection. We can't use it yet because we don't have a totem. Nature Resistance is another good air totem. That is a very useful one. So now we have nature damage resistance. We have a third type of damage resistance. So we can resist against fire, frost, and now nature. Nature includes a lot of different types. It's probably one of the best ones. And the actual buff Wind Fury Weapon. Now, Wind Fury Weapon is quite nice. We'll have to... I don't know that I'm going to mod it or whatever. 20% chance. Each hit has a 20% chance of getting you 2 extra attacks with extra melee attack power. So basically 20%, and you get 2 extra attacks out of it. That's just so... So basically you have a 20% chance to do more than triple damage. It's like, let's just say 350% damage. So 20% of that overall is... Now, the Rock Biter itself does give you that 177 melee attack power. If you look at attack power, that essentially doubles our melee attack power. Or 350, 20%. 20% of that, about 70%. So it's a tough call. They're both really good. All right, we need to move the milk and honey up a row. I'll move that up there. So now, Wind Fury, I would imagine Wind Fury is the best. Because it also gives us extra chances to proc our flurry, which is what then that increases the attack speed. So it's already a pretty close calculation. This does increase the threat, but it would appear that Wind Fury would now.
Don't be shy.
All right, we can upgrade our healing stream totem from 6 heals per tick.
Spirits be with
Now we're in our resto. Up to 8 heals per tick. That's good. And this is a good level. I'm not really spending that much money either. And finally we get reincarnation. Oh my god. Okay, reincarnation I believe is passive. I don't think we actually have to. Yeah, it's a passive thing. We don't have to put it on there. But now we need to go buy some onks. So basically reincarnation allows you to self-res. Now that we're level 30, we have it. It's pretty freaking useful. I think the cooldown I think is quite long though. I don't know what the cooldown is on it. But there is a talent you can spec into if you really want. I don't remember where it's at. There? Yeah. Reduces by 10 minutes. And you can do it twice. So my guess is it's either a 1 hour cooldown or a half-hour cooldown. Let's go in here because now we need to buy some. Nope. We need to go to the store. Alright, so that's pretty good. Now we can fly out of here. We still have not rezzed. I mean repaired. So that's pretty cool. I like this whole totem business we have going on. Alright, we need the onks. They cost 18 silver each. So I'm going to buy, hopefully we're not using them that much. Sell our fish. We still have to go to the bank too. So that's our 2 things we need to do. Bank, and then fly to Thunder Bluff so that we can upgrade our leatherworking. And all this being said, we're still not even halfway through the episode, so we've done a lot. Now, as we fly, I'm going to use that time to at least begin the journey of our level 30 off-class quests. We might not have that much. That was a really good level up, a really good process. I'm not going to do the spreadsheet. I'll include it on the list of what we covered on the show, but I'm not going to check off the spreadsheet for that. You know what? We'll just repair when we get to Thunder Bluff, since this is going to be easy for us to just... And we use the bank in Thunder Bluff. So we need to repair and bank in Thunder Bluff.
What could I... You haven't lived until you've looked down on the world from the back of a Wind Rider.
Alright, so let's take a peek at our class quests. At 30. So, Druids are tapped. Hunters are tapped. Those 2 get nothing. Mages, they do have a small quest line. Pretty decent sized quest line. So let's take a peek at this. Let's look at Journey to the Marsh. Alright, so Journey to the Marsh, it has either an alliance, has multiple versions. Sometimes there's a related tab. This one's not, it's not giving us this. So it looks like maybe all of the quest dialogue are the same, but it begins with either an Orgrimmar from Dino, Thunder Bluff, by Ursin Gull, probably in the Forsaken area. In the Undercity by Anastasia Hartwell. In Ironforge by Bink, Stormwind, Janaea Cannon. And in Dustwallow Marsh you can actually... Oh, that's where it's turned in, because the point of the quest is to go to Tabitha. Now it is time for you to earn your mage's wand. This is an absolutely dope quest line, and the wand is worth it. To begin this, at level 41, I haven't even found a wand that's close to the one you get from this, which I did at 30. To begin this quest, speak with the human hermit Tabitha in Dustwallow Marsh. You will find her shack deep in the marsh west of Theramore. Speak with her, for her knowledge is vast. You will find Tabitha's cottage west of Theramore, just north of the Stonewall Ruins. This is a very challenging quest to do at level 30. You can normally swim right across this, but the stretch from here to here, you can maybe get through that without dying if you're careful. There are some high 30s, low 40s Threshodons in there, but it's almost certain death to go from there to there. However, if you take the path, you can follow the road. It takes way longer, all the way around to this spot, and then you at least have a chance. Because every time you die, you're going to respawn on Theramore and have to go. Trust me, I've done it a lot of times. So you have a chance. I think once or twice I've made the stretch from here to here without dying. You at least have a chance if you do it that way. Otherwise, at level 30, you go home. Okay, and when you get to her, she says, "Quiet, I'm in a delicate juncture and mustn't be disturbed. One moment." And this unlocks hidden secrets as per our chest. This is our spreadsheet. This is a 6 quest line. So she says, to make your wand, there are key passages in a certain book that I must read. The book is called Rituals of Power, written by the Magus Turth. If I do not have a copy of his book, and none of the world's great libraries possess it, you must speak with Turth and gain it from him. Good luck. Turth used to be a great mage and scholar, but now he spends his time at the gnome and goblin races in the Shimmering Flats, drinking and gambling. What? And when you get to him, speak up. These old ears aren't as sharp as they used to be. Well, I hope you're here with a fresh mug of ale or some hot tips on the next race. If not, then you best keep walking, because I have a polymorph wand with your name on it. Okay, Dungeons and Dragons. So, pretty easy. You just have to go from her to Shimmering Flats at level 30. Not the end of the world. He'll then give you a quest, the third in the chain, as you can see here, called Get the Scoop. He wants you to find the secret passphrase to his strongbox. I can help you with the book, but first you have to help me. The tome you seek is in my magically locked strongbox. To open it, a special phrase must be uttered, and I can't remember the phrase. Normally my assistant helps me remember these things, but he's nowhere to be found. If you want my book, then find my apprentice, ask around the racetrack. If you're lucky, then someone has seen him. Either drag him back here, or at least get my magic phrase from him so we can open my box. What are you waiting for? I need my magic phrase. And as you can see, Plucky Johnson, he has been polymorphed by said wand into a chicken. And if you talk to some people, I specifically think the Tauren, there's a Tauren over by one of the end flags, he'll kind of allude, among other people might, that he has been turned into a chicken, so look for the chicken. Now I remember, I'd forgotten about that little curse I put on Johnson. Can't remember why I did it, but I'm sure it served him right, the little ingrate. Alright, so we will continue that quest line as we do further flying, because that's not the end of the flying. Alright, so why are we here? We need leather working. So let's talk to a guard about that if we need to. Here's a rain stick. So here we can finally spend the 11 silver on repairs that we need. We also need the bank. Arms. Looking for leather working, totems. There's a guard. And we need the bank. So we've done one of the three.
And salutations, hero.
Oh, that's the guy that gives you the Ashen quest thing, actually.
For your consideration.
Now our next, yeah, we've got some time, so I don't think we need anything. There's a real guard.
Hail. What are you looking for?
I want the leather worker,
Which
sir.
profession?
I know where the bank is.
Una at Thunder Bluff Armorers, then. It can be found.
All right, so pretty sure the fishing supplies don't give us anything we need. Not with our current skill level. Ah, yes, we need to go to Booty Bay to finish this all out too. Don't want to forget that. That's not the end of the world if we forget it, because we will be traveling to Booty Bay for our next side task, which won't happen for a little bit of time. We are actually going to be taking a break from her for a while. Not for a couple zones worth. Okay, so we don't have the wool to donate. Here's an expert leather worker.
I cannot help you with further training. Your skill at working with leather rivals my own.
There she
You
is.
should speak with Una over there. I will vouch for your skill.
Okay, so we can pay the 45 silver.
Care
Now,
has brought us to a
now at
land
least we
rich
can
with
move up.
possibilities for the future.
Leatherworking
been
supplies,
fortunate,
just
and so in
case there's any
turn we
recipes
pass on our
sitting
good
there.
fortune to others. That
Tailoring.
is why I began teaching eventually.
Tailoring. None for us. Alright, so 2 out of 3 tasks are done. We just need a bank, and then we're going to need to fly again. Actually, we can just use the bank in Ratchet if we want, because again, we're right by the flight path. So there is a bank in Ratchet, I do so believe. And we will have to go to Ratchet to get to Booty Bay, so why not? Alright, so now we're gonna fly down to Camp
Wind Rider, one
Freewind
sees
Post.
that its reputation for strength and speed is well earned.
I actually want. Do we want Camp Rajo? I think that's so. It'll be best because we need to get right there. And if we go here, we're gonna have to ride the lift.
When mounted on the back of a Wind Rider, one sees that its reputation...
Let's continue our study of the level 30 mage questline. Alright, so after we've gotten the scoop, he'll open up the 4th quest in the chain, which is called Rituals of Power. So you have to go into the Scarlet Monastery Library for this. So obviously we haven't even run that on our show, and I haven't even run the Scarlet Monastery on my trial run. So depending on how you want to handle it, at level 30 you could certainly get a group together and go in here for this part of the book. It's not a big deal. I don't know if you can actually read it. Sometimes you click these books, it will let you read them. But this one doesn't, so it's non-readable. Now that I think about it, I don't have my book. You see, I had some gambling debts, and to pay them off, I sold the last copy of Rituals of Power to a member of the clergy. I remember a member of the Scarlet Brotherhood. He must have taken it to their library in Scarlet Monastery in Tristful Glades. If you want that book, then you'll have to go to the monastery to find it, and sorry about all the trouble. I'm not myself these days. Greetings. Did you find the book? So once you've gone there and back, it's pretty decent. It's about 80% of the way into the dungeon. That's it. It's just what I need to prepare for the ritual to create your wand. I hope it wasn't too much trouble to find. Then that will unlock step 5, which is called Items of Power. Okay, we'll look at that as we continue our journeys. Alright, so now we're going to run. This is a straight run down the road. So this run will it'll afford us an opportunity to continue to read. We can at least get the 5th one done. So what we're doing right now is doing the last Stonetalon Mountains quest, which is called Calling in the Reserves. That's one we can check off on the spreadsheet. And then we have completely put a bow. There's nothing Stonetalon's Mountains related that we need anytime soon. Alright, so this 5th quest. Where did I go? So you need to bring him a jade, bolt charged bramble, or bring it to Tabitha. The building of a mage's wand is not easy. Rare substances are required, and a vessel must be made that can store great quantities of magical energy. You must gather these things and bring them to me. I've written into this parchment that which you need, and instructions on how to get it. Bring me exactly what is on this list and follow my directions to the letter. If you do not, then when we make your wand, things might go badly. Okay. So this one, I believe we can read. So if we look at Tabitha's instructions, I probably could have just sending you over there now. It's 2 pages. Get a jade. They hide many different places. We have one in our bag right now. They are rare, but if you speak with a blacksmith or engineer, they might have 1 or 2 to spare. Also, you can buy one on the auction house. They're not that expensive. Get a bolt-charged bramble. To get one of those, gather 10 witherbark totem sticks from the witherbark trolls of the Arathi Highlands. You can find some in the lowish, midish 33, 34 range in Arathi, so even at level 30, it's doable. You might have to spend a little time walking around, but I had no problems with that portion. Bring the sticks to the circle of outer binding, a circle of stones in those same highlands. Place the sticks on the center stone in the circle and wait for lightning to strike it. When it does, the bolt-charged bramble will be formed. Now, actually walking there, it's right near the brambles in the Arathi Highlands. Right near the witherbark trolls. Because what you're doing is going over here. The witherbark trolls are like right around this mound. But the bolt-charged Bramble is right there, so not a far walk. But it's surrounded by lightning elementals, and they are all closer to level 40. So you can maybe, with luck and skill and kiting, take one out, but such a slow process. You'd either have to do a suicide run. What I did was luckily I had somebody in the area help me. There was a paladin when I did this on my mage. He ran in, aggroed all of them, and bubbled, and then I was able to just run in, turn into thing, because it's instant. There's no real channel. That part's I guess is good, or the channel's really short. I don't know. Even if there's a channel, it worked out. We got out of there. The paladin actually died as a result of it. He sacrificed himself for a stranger. So, example of the heroes of World of Warcraft. Like I myself could be better at striving to be. All of us could. But certainly me. So, when you do all that, then she says, hello, do you have the items I require? Aha, you got the jade and made the bramble. Well done. Is that smoke I see rising from your ears? You may have gotten too close when the lightning struck the totem sticks, but don't worry. Being hit by lightning is good luck. And that will unlock the final quest in the chain, called Mage's Wand. Okay, so Mage's Wand here. I'll go make the wands now. Here are the ones I made. Take your pick. Now, I was a Frost Mage, so I chose Ice Fury Wand. You can also choose Fire or Arcane. It does 37 point whatever damage. The Arcane actually does a pinch more, but it also increases the damage done. Very, very, very few wands can do that. So it's almost best in slot. It's very, very close to being best in slot. We're going to skip this right here, but we are going to do calling in the reserves. You have news from Migrant Earthbinder?
This is great news. I have been sitting here guarding this hunk of wood for too long. Now I can spend some time with my family. Yippee!
Yippee, baby. Alright, so now we've completed Stonetalon Mountains quest, and we're going to go out here and do the Call of Air. So Call of Air is very, very simple. We just have to go turn in the quest. Nothing special to it. We just walk over to this person over here, Prate Cloudseer, and we turn in the quest. No worries. So, I don't know why that's not considered outside. I hate little things like that. So we can go up and around, or we can just try to cut through. A little low level, level 30. Let's see. We can't actually use our totems yet, but we can use our Wind Fury weapon. There's this gravel snout vermin. He's chasing us. What a jerk. So far, we're seeing things that are green. Not an issue. Most of the things in Thousand Needles are very easy for by the time we do them. It's the end of that zone. Remember, we need to try to get to level 39. That is the key cutoff. These guys are even pinched lower. So I'm just going to kind of hug the wall here and go all the way to get our last totem. This will be the only other quest we complete on this adventure here. Then we need to go to Ratchet. We can probably... I don't know. Would it be faster to fly from Freewind to Ratchet than it would be to Hearth and fly? Probably. Alright, so I don't want to fight that many of these guys. I also don't want to get too close to the cave mouth. Just want to make my way through. That's all I want. Just a simple journey. Oh, that counted as going inside, so knock me off the wolf form. Well, the ghost wolf form is so dope. Love it. Alright, so we might aggro someone here. Alright, so far so good. So we went through this entire centaur camp. Spoke too soon. That scout might get us. As you notice, it's a pretty decent amount of ore. Shocker. In a rugged mountain valley, ore is common. Okay, luckily we were green, so the aggro radius was low. Low enough that we didn't pull anyone. We got through this whole little area. But now, as we get to the second half of the valley, there is a level 28. Going up a little more, 27, so 28. These guys are a little stronger. Don't care to fight them either. Although, I wouldn't turn down their leather. And here's the path. You can kind of see it, barely. One thing World of Warcraft Classic likes to do is to signify paths like that with a little torch. There you go, a little torch. So you know you're in the right spot. And you don't even have to go into the cave to get her boyfriend that they were dissing. You just come up and talk to her.
For the time being, I shall give you what you
Yeah,
need
for the
to
time
focus
being.
your spells and to call upon the spirits of air. Take this totem, and when you are ready, train with me some more.
But there is no ready. There's no further
Eternal
training.
sun.
Got 2400 XP. She put this awesome buff on us too, which is really great. That buff increases our movement speed and attack speed. It is quite the buff. And if we could just... I don't even know where I want to put that. If we could just, like, stash that, if I had one of those things. Dang, that's such a dope buff. It's a really good, so it does... Unfortunately, we're going to waste a big chunk of it right now. Traveling. But, alright, so we're almost done with the journey here. And we still are not bad on time. We're 25, just a little bit past halfway. So this episode probably, in order to balance out yesterday's, probably won't even go an hour. Because when we get 2,000... When we get to Booty Bay, I'm going to stop. But we did get our wind totem, so now we have access to a couple more totems. We also have Wind Fury Weapon, which we could have done that already. So the power, all 4 elements are now ours. We're awesome. We've 100% completed Stonetalon as a Horde. So another zone in the pipe 5x5. And no class powers will really come up. Now we can still look at the... Maybe I have to make the other one. We can still look at to see if there's any short chains available for us, and as we do the last little bit of our traveling. And if not, it's okay. We'll do the other ones when we get to level 30 with our paladin, which might not even happen over the course of this zone. But like I said, we're going to be doing 2 zones in a row, so the old pally will have a chance to catch up. So we're going to now fly over to Ratchet.
Where would you like to fly to?
Ratchet! I love how he kisses the little things. Alright, so if we look at the next thing, boom, 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 that one's 35. Paladin has no quest at 30, so that's 4 out of 9 done. No quest for Priest, 5 out of 9 done. Rogues, no quests, that's 6 out of 9. We just did the one for Shaman, that's 7. Okay, so Warlock has a chain. And, of course, Warrior has a big old fat chain. So, let's see what Seeking Strahd is like. So there are multiple versions of this quest. So as you can see, there are 3 actual versions. So the Alliance has 1 version only. You get it from the Warlock people in Stormwind. Now, there are multiple versions of each of the... There's Alliance and Horde versions of this chain. 1, 2, 3... This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we'll do this too, since we have a little bit of... So, if you're an Alliance member, first of all, we'll duplicate this tab, and we'll kind of look at these in parallel. So, if you're an Alliance member, it's time you learned the Fell Hunter summoning. I do not have the reagents and items necessary to teach you here, so you'll have to seek out another Strahd Farson, another of our inner circle. He makes his residence in the Goblin Port of Ratchet. I'll send word ahead of you to inform him of your coming. Ah, of course, our latest prodigy. The real thing can't live up to the legend, I'm afraid. No matter. You've come here to learn, not to hear me make jokes to myself. That will open up the second step called the Tome of the Cabal Part 1. Now, if you're Horde, there are 2 ways to do this. If you do it from the Orc, you'll be starting at Ganrul Bloodeye. I've taught you skills in the past, but the time has come for another to teach you. He's in Ratchet, and his name is Strahd. He is human, but do not let that fool you into thinking he is weak. He is powerful, even though he may be small. He can teach you about more powerful summonings. I feel you're ready. Go to him now. He's in Ratchet, above the port town next to his tower. A busy day in Ratchet, isn't it? How I enjoy watching the toil of a port city. So much mystery, so much adventure, so much ignorance. Is that hatred I see in your eyes? Good. We'll put that to good use. Now, you could also do the version in the Undercity, where instead you'll pick it up from Corindon Halgar. I've taught you skills in the past. See, instead of, let's see, a little bit different because it's time for another to teach you. He's in Ratchet. His name is Strahd. He's human, but do not let that fool you into thinking he is weak, nor is he your enemy. At least for now, he's powerful and should be respected. So they don't say anything about him being small. He can teach you about greater summonings that I feel you're prepared for. Go to him now. You can find him in Ratchet. So lots very similar. And the turning is the same. Okay, so notice though, this one actually does not show us the next version of the quest. So that's interesting. Now, if you do the Tome of the Cabal Part 1, they're very, very, very similar. Kind of look at the differences. We're almost there right now. So for the Alliance, you have to speak to Crom Stoutarm in Ironforge. It will take more than a simple summoning circle to bring forth a Fell Hunter for you to challenge. My 3 acolytes and I will assist in creating the magic circles. You require a copy of the Tome of Cabal, which has been lost to us for some time. It was written by the first group of warlocks to summon a Fell Hunter unaided. Yeah, this is identical. This guy says perhaps Jorah Anison can help you with this. He's employed as a cartographer in the Undercity these days, but he still knows more of the ancient text than I know. Whereas this guy says perhaps Crom Stoutarm can help you, an itinerant warlock these days. He spends his days hoarding ancient texts and skulking about the library in Ironforge, where he will say, the Tome of the Cabal, sounds familiar. I've never seen it here before, though, and believe me, I remember every book I read. Yes, I've seen references to it in library cataloging books, whereas this guy says map making, pictures, estimations of reality. I have no use for such things. In books, narrative, description, that is where truth lies. I would trade all the maps in this store for one book on the rise of necromancy or the tale of the Dark Lady's triumph. Okay. Almost done now, guys. So we are going to go to the bank here, drop off those couple things we don't currently need.
Time is money, friend.
So we have another one of those. We also have a jade we can drop off, and we got our first book from
Have a good one.
From the page from the Stranglethorn Vale. Alright, now I just have to take the boat over to Booty Bay, learn our fishing, and check out. And we're still good. We're still over 15 minutes, under an hour, so we're fine. Alright, so this opens up the third step, the Tome of the Cabal Part 2, which again has Alliance and Horde versions. So you must get the moldy tome, which says faint letters on the cover of the lockbook read Tome of the Cabal, and a tattered manuscript, a large number of papers from the Tome of the Cabal. Same thing. So it was lost, but there is some idea where it might be found. There was only one copy ever made, and it was vandalized at some point. A large portion of it ripped from the binding. Rumor has it that it somehow passed into the hands of the Centaur of Thousand Needles. The rest was lost off the coast west of South Shore, where it was to be transported to Menethil Harbor by boat. It never arrived. In exchange for this knowledge, all I ask is you find it and bring it to me. So we have 2 pieces. The Tome of the Cabal is just found like in the water there. It's pretty easy to get. So from Ironforge, you'd need to go to South Shore, walk along the beach. And then this one's found in the little cave in a damaged chest. I think it's like right inside too. That one's a little bit more annoying because you'll have to come make your way down similarly to Thousand Needles. He says, did the rumors prove true? Fantastic. Now I may join the ranks of the few that have spied its contents. I can't wait to further peruse this text. This is a great day. If you'll just allow me to glance at it before you leave, I'm sure that Strahd will be willing to send me a copy. Now the Horde, he says, I see that you are a warlock of similar taste to mine. Indeed, acquiring the Tome of the Cabal is a worthy aspiration. Did you know that it was once held within the walls of Lordaeron? It was vandalized, though, almost half its pages removed. Who would commit such a heinous act? That half is lost, though rumor says that it fell into the hands of the Centaur of the Thousand Needles. The rest of the text was to be transferred to Ironforge but it was lost in transit on the coast west of South Shore. So same two areas. So this one will be a little bit more annoying if you are Horde, because you'll either have to come from Silver Pine down to get it, or come from Terran Mill and walk a little further. But the Thousand Needles one will be a little easier because you can have a flight path right there. There's our boat coming up. He says, it may be that you are chasing after fairy tales, but truth can be found at the center of even the wildest rumors. Well, 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 what do we have here? This is impressive. I wouldn't have thought it possible, but it is in my very hands, the complete tome of the Cabal. Allow me to leaf through its pages for just a moment before you're off again. All right, so we have 2 parts more. There's a 3rd step on the Tome of the Cabal as we get on the boat here to Booty Bay, followed by the Binding of the Fell Hunter. So we have the Alliance 3rd, and we have the Horde. It's the 4th step. It's the 3rd Tome of the Cabal. Okay, so we need to bring the reconstructed tome and 3 rods of channeling to Strahd Farson and Ratchet. Well, it's hard to let it go, but you found it, and you have more important things to do with it, of course. Just please be sure to mention to Strahd that I wanted a copy. While you were out, he sent a message for you. He wanted me to tell you that for his acolytes to assist with the summoning, you'll have to acquire 3 rods of channeling. He might not know where to find them, but I do. They were last used by the orcs of the Dragon Maw clan in the wetlands. So I checked their spellcasters. So that's the guys, it doesn't actually show it here, but in the wetlands, it's the ones near the bottom that summon the skeletons. Haven't seen you around these parts for a while. Have you found the tome and the rods? Well done, the Tome of the Cabal and 3 pristine, slightly scratched, I suppose, rods of channeling. Sailing away. This will be interesting. It's been some time since a young warlock took on a fell hunter to make his own. Alright, so that's a little annoying because you have to kind of go to mid-central wetlands, but for the Horde, it's much worse. This is one of the most interesting texts. Oh, can we read it? I don't think so. Yeah, can't read it. That I've perused in the last few years. The selection here is sparse, mostly books on geography, and I've already read them all. I should hope that Strahd would send me a copy of this tome when he has the chance. Speaking of him, he sent word to me while you were away. For your task, you must obtain 3 rods of channeling. For allowing me to look at this text, I'll share a secret. You can find the rods on orcs of the Dragon Maw clan in the wetlands. Yes, of what service can I be to you? And then the last part's the same. It's just the progress that's different. And finally, the Binding is not different. That is a neutral quest. So it's the exact same, regardless if you're Alliance or Horde. Getting your Fell Hunter is the same. You learn it in Ratchet, where we just were. So if you are sufficiently prepared, then we should begin. Let me explain the process to you. I will begin by creating the basic summoning circle. When that's finished, my acolytes will use rods of channeling to create the greater circle. Once that is done, read the incantation from the Tome of the Cabal, and the Fell Hunter will be pulled forth. Be careful, a Fell Hunter is a powerful foe, and I'd like to see you keep your head on your shoulders. Every warlock should have a Fell Hunter at his command, though it'd be difficult to tame the powers it brings to its master or outweigh the cost. I must say I'm impressed. When I faced down my Fell Hunter, I barely escaped with my life. I sense that you have the potential to become one of the most powerful warlocks of this era. You also gain the Box of Souls. So you gain the a box needed to, it contains 16 soul shards instead of the normal 12 that you've been rocking around. So unlike with the succubus, you can't get 2 of them, but it's an upgrade certainly for your box. You can now carry 16 shards, so that's another, in some ways, to me, that's more useful than the actual Fell Hunter thing. Because, okay, we need to go to the fishing guy. He is, actually, I believe he's down below. Alright, so that's it. We've done the Warlock quest. The one other thing I would like to mention is I talked a lot yesterday about, we're going to learn this too, about the Patreon. That's up and running. I did try to start the first long playthrough of Assassin's Creed 1 last night, but I started late and I actually ended up spending a couple hours formatting the game itself, getting everything to work. It's a different platform. You know, I had to get Steam to work with my records. I had to get all the audio set. I just kept running into hiccup after hiccup with the minimizing, fixing. There was a stuttering effect I had to go in there and do a little fix for. So by the time it was all said and done, I had already spent a couple hours on it, and I wanted to have maybe an hour or two to devote to it. So I wasn't quite ready, and what I'm going to do actually right now is I'm going to log this, and I'm going to put that record out, because I did promise it last night, and I'm not going to do one for a few days, so I want to get one in there today for you guys, so there's a little something more on the Patreon for you. But we have another episode in the pipe, 5x5. Thank you so much. I've added some cards on the end of the episode, and in the descriptions I'm adding links to the Patreon, so if you want to check out some of the Assassin's Creed content, you can. I don't have it listed on the regular channel, but you can find it just by visiting the Patreon. It's free, and I'll make this next one free too. All right, thank you everybody so much for watching, for listening, for tuning in. You all rock. You are amazing, righteous heroes, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Lore of Warcraft, or over at the Patreon on the Lore of Assassin's Creed. Peace the heck out.